There we go. Sound helps. Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on where you are. I wanted to hop in here and give you guys some love and some more info. Wow. I mean, you can see, whoa, what's going on here. We, you can see this pattern. These are like energetic daggers, and they are serving a good purpose. They really are. Some of them don't feel so good when they're landing, but they do serve purpose. And so first and foremost, I want to welcome our newest subscribers. I saw from Alaska. Welcome to you. I don't know that I've seen that before. So big welcome to you. Thank you for being here. And also we have another new subscriber from London, England. Welcome to you. And also new subscriber from Savannah, Georgia. So big welcome to all of you. Thank you for being here and shining your light. Okay. So let's dig in first, and I'm going to talk about what's going on in the Schumann, and then I want to talk a little bit more. Some things came forward as a result of the group class that we did the other day on Saturday, and I can see that there's a lot of negative messaging still running the show in the noodle. And so I wanted to talk a little bit more about that and how we can start to shift those and give the noodle and the pain body specifically a little shushy in a loving way so that you can, help just integrate everything more easily and really start to shift your focus to creating the energy for creating magic and miracles is here now. We don't have to wait for it. It's here now. And at the same time, we're getting a lot of distortion, right? So it's like, how do we navigate through this? Right now, with all of this light coming in, it's still very purposeful. And what it's doing though is it's illuminating lies, manipulation of humanity. All of this is being illuminated, which then what does it do? It distorts our field, right? So if you're watching the news and watching things that are going on and focusing on that, that's going to trigger you for sure, because it's you're looking at the old reality that was unconsciously created. That's the best way I can put it. And so today I'm going to show you how to, okay, we can have compassion for that. We must have compassion for that. It's all souls going through their journey, right? But how we pave the light forward, how we pave our path forward is we must focus inward on our own light. Each soul has to choose. The only discipline that's required is what's going on? What am I thinking? And where am I focusing on? So I'm going to leave you with that. And let's talk about the Schumann real quick. And then I will share how we can identify some of these thoughts and shift them. And then also how to recognize what's ready to be healed. So again, this was last night. I pulled this about an hour ago. And you can see we're in this stitching pattern, and this is all integration and purging. The purge continues. The purge is illuminating anything that is not in our best and highest good. And so, I've been saying this for a month. It's don't watch it burn. Because again, it's where we focus. Are you focusing on this timeline? Because that's what you're going to continue to experience, or you're focusing on this timeline. Your consciousness is already here. Everyone is ascending. Everyone is ascending. Okay. And our consciousness keeps jumping forward and jumping forward. And I was told for like the next 6 months that we're going to continue to leap forward and leap forward, which means big transformation in the body, big transformations, things that the human can't comprehend, just can't comprehend. But we always want to operate from the now. What am I feeling now? That's the key. And so this could have you feeling all kinds of stuff, right? This did not wake me up last night, but I know some of you are saying that you've been having like wild, vivid dreams and things. A lot of healing happens while you're sleeping because the noodle is resting, and it's a great opportunity for work to be done. It's always with more grace and ease when it happens at night. That's what I've always been shown. So let me know in the comments if you're struggling with some wild ascension symptoms. I'm going to pop in real quickly the chakra chart so that you can see what's going on there. And then I will go ahead and jump into this topic today to see if we can get some people some relief here. It's all about feeling good. All right, so that was, let me move the melon this way. That was yesterday's. That was that big, it was really high frequency, by the way. That was a zap. It was, I guess, night before last. And so here you can just see little pushes to the crown here and there. This again, see, now this chart doesn't look as dramatic, but if you are out talking to people and out observing people, right, you can see that there is a clear, there's a lot of chaos, there's a lot of disarray, and we are being called upon to stand in our power and stand in our light. And this is, again, the discipline is, what am I feeling in my, what am I feeling? What's in my best and highest good? So with knowing that everything is still being illuminated, it's a lot of disarray. Many of you, one of the biggest challenges is entangling with family members or with people closest to you, right? Because they may not even be awakened yet, right? And so they're, how do you meet them where they're at? And the thing is to observe them as a soul. Be the higher soul, be the soul in you, recognizes the soul in them, and that understand that they're on their journey and it's not your job to poke them or wake them up or drag them across the finish line. The best and only way we can help others, and this is why we're here, and this is how you guys were attracted to this journey, is to shine our light. And as a love train globally, with all of us connected, shining our light together, it's magnified and it radiates out to beyond what you can imagine. You can affect hundreds of thousands of people just by standing in your light and being in your power. Quite literally, it's that powerful. So, so today I want to talk about a little more about the negative thoughts. So the key here, especially now, especially when you're witnessing a lot of things or witnessing, you have people in your field, right, that you're finding it challenging to be around them, or some of you may feel like you're stuck in a situation. So the key is learning to observe your thoughts and then choosing what you're going to focus on, right? So all negative thoughts, including judging your body, being frustrated with your body, fear of not having enough money, or fear of not making enough money. All of these thoughts exist on a 3D frequency, this lower timeline, right? And those were all unconscious creations. We know that nobody wanted to have fear or struggle. That's not even what we came here for, right? We came here to have fun and be conscious creators, right? But when you maintain your focus on that lower frequency, you're unconsciously directing the particles of creation to collapse into that timeline. And I'm saying unconsciously because it is not a conscious act. That the observer is the conscious one, right? So when we let it go, we're observing it. Now we've got a pain body going, or now we've got fear running in the body. So now because your focus is on the low frequency, that is what you continue to see. It continues to collapse into the same reality. That's when you say things like, no matter what I try, everything stays the same, no matter what I try. And that's because the focus is on that frequency, right? So you're directing your energy unconsciously. And I'm saying this with love and compassion. And if your human is triggered by this, please stay with me so that I can help you to gain a full understanding about how to shift your focus to a higher timeline. So if this makes your noodle defensive or triggered, hang in there. Let me land the plane. Then if you're still mad, I'll send you love anyway. It's okay. I understand, because listen, I didn't start my journey in joy, not by a long shot. Okay. So here's the key. If your noodle is using your free will in an attempt to override the body's intelligence, your body's intelligence is already directly connected to universal and infinite intelligence. So your body's intelligence knows that its wellness is assured. However, the body's intelligence cannot discern negative thought worry, or projections from actual danger that's real in your presence. So it can't discern primordial fear from fear in the head, fear, right? Even if you're watching something or hearing something sad and then getting into that frequency, the body's intelligence receives that as factual. Doesn't have a filter and it can't discern. Okay. So this is where observing the thought is your superpower. You have the ability to go, wait a minute, that's negative thought. That's not from my heart. So this must be a pain body coming forward. And if it's a loop, it's absolutely a pain body. And so this is where you want to observe, am I trauma bonding? Do you pick up the phone and say to someone, and then they go, oh yeah, me too. Now, again, the negative energy is looking for negative energy to feed on. So stay with me and I'm going to show you and discuss how we flip that. How do we flip that? How do we get out of these ingrained false beliefs that allow that loop to continue? Okay. So here's a key. There is no such thing as predicting the future. All right. There is no such thing as predicting the future. We can, however, sense that if energy existing in the moment is dense, okay? So we can sense if there's some dense energy in the moment, right? So if you sense dense energy at the time the prediction is made, and this includes statements about your health, statements about your abundance, your ability to earn, if we perceive that dense energy is present and that it may have some momentum, right? Okay, this feels really, really true to me. We may even have given it labels. We may have given it a diagnosis. If the energy doesn't shift, right? Because it's this reality, it's a 3D. If that energy doesn't shift, it may manifest into reality. And I'm going to give you an example. When I was 19, I had an aneurysm. And what? Woke up from a surgery and they told me. And then it was, you can't do this. You can't, oh, don't do this either. And don't do this. Oh, don't do this. Or you will have a stroke. And it was every single thing was you're going to have a stroke. So after laying scared in my apartment for 30 days after being discharged, I went on an appointment with a hematologist and he looked at the doctor's papers and he just shredded it and he said, you're 19. You are not going to live this way. This is crap. This is just all fear. And he said, no, you're going to make good choices. I'm going to show you how, and you've got to let this go. I was so tired of being locked up and on guard that I was like, you know what? Hey, you know what? If I'm going to go down, then I'm going to go down having a good time. And it really, this is how we see that, like, our guides bring us angels when we least expect it. And I now know in hindsight that that man was absolutely an angel and he brought me back into the present moment and got me out of my head and just said, well, you don't need to you don't have to avoid stress. He said, go find fun. Great advice. So, I didn't know it at the time, but I shifted my focus from all these fearful diagnoses and things to, oh no, I'm just going to focus on living my life and having a good time. Now I get it that there are other ones that are a lot deeper. There are other diagnoses and things that are a lot deeper, but the same process can be used to shift your focus and choose the higher timeline. Here's why. If your energy does shift to that higher timeline, right, which is always a state of being and which is always chosen, that original prediction cannot come into form. Everything is energy. Everything is energy. We are energy. And we have the ability to use our free will and our thoughts to direct our own light and energy. So that whatever the original prediction was, whatever labels it gave to, if you consciously look at that and say, that's not my desired outcome, what is my desire? Well, I know my wellness is assured right here. So how do I get into a state of being that takes my energy there? because I want that to collapse into form. And when you're focused on that higher timeline, that will collapse into your reality. And remember, we can only sense energy in the now. So when it doesn't matter how long or what the history is of anything, because remember, it's just a history file, and that energetic event, whatever it was, happened in a now moment. And then the noodle keeps it alive in the history files and then starts to go, oh, and wait, there's research and there's this and there's this. So this is the only possible outcome. And now you're not in the realm of infinite possibility, right? You're not allowing the body's intelligence to connect with infinite intelligence. You're not allowing yourself to go to this higher timeline. And so keep in mind, we can only sense our energy right now. And if we don't like what's going on, your body's giving you an answer. Okay, my body's giving me information that it's time to shift. It's time to shift my focus. And I understand, easier said than done, but the shift can happen so quickly. So when I call it my human. Actually, I call my body because you must look at this as, from a soul perspective to feel your power. So when our humans observe conditions that they didn't desire, if the condition feels persistent, now the noodle focuses on it too, because the noodle is trying to logically find a solution. It is not looking for an energetic solution ever. The heart looks for an energetic solution. The heart looks for alignment, which is where the wellness and everything is assured, okay? Where your abundance is assured. So if the noodle is focusing on something and the pain body is focusing on something, and you're like, this is stuck, this is stuck, this has been going on and on and on for years and years and years, I can't change it. I've tried everything. That will continue. You will stay on that gerbil wheel until you begin to act as a powerful creator by consciously observing it. Observe the thought. We all have this ability. You are the observer. The truth of you is the observer. All right. So this is where you can take back control. And again, if this is triggering you or making you mad or feeling defensive in any way, please just take a moment and stop and observe that trigger and observe the defensiveness and ask yourself, who's talking? Is it a pain body or the noodle? Or is it saying, oh, this chick doesn't understand or she doesn't care? Or is it even telling you, don't bother to try? This is hopeless. And none of that could be further from the truth. None of it. I'm here. My purpose is very clear. I'm here to bring the light along with each and every one of you. You're all bringing your light. It's what brought you here to this channel. It's what brought you to the love train. And when we combine that love together, it magnifies. And this creates such a beautiful container for all of us to carry each other and walk each other through this. Okay? See yourself as the powerful creator that you are. And again, I'm speaking to your soul because your soul only knows you as a powerful creator, only knows the whole version of you, the healed version of you. So I know what you're thinking. I know what the noodle is not asking. How do we begin to dissolve these negative messages, beliefs, and judgments? The answer is with your light, with being the observer, okay? Which means anytime a negative thought comes up, you stand in your power by saying, thank you. Thank you. Why do we say thank you? Because it wants to feast on more negativity. So, but you're observing it and you're going, wait, I already know if it's coming from the noodle or the pain body, it's not going to be in my best and highest good. It's not coming from my heart. So I'm just going to observe it, not going to allow it to take control over me. I am the ultimate power and the ultimate authority here. So you just observe the thought and say, thank you, but I don't need to hear that now because I know who I am, and that is always enough. And it is important to choose gratitude over anger and frustration because this keeps you in alignment here. The second you go, oh gosh, now you're back here, right? So I know who I am, and I know that uncertainty I know that uncertainty is the realm of infinite creation, and hand the situation over to uncertainty. Hand the situation over to your guides. I can't see this through a lens of love right now. The fear's trying to come in. Let me hand this situation over to you, rearrange it, resolve it. There's always, if something is going on in the body, you can also say, what emotion needs my attention? Does my inner child need attention? I just posted yesterday, I forgot to mention it, but I posted yesterday a very powerful healing, and it's it's a healing and it's an activation to help the inner child gain an understanding around pain and trauma. And it's super important because a lot of the adult version of you may have thought, no, I did enough work, I'm good. But when something, if there's unresolved anger, unresolved sadness, depression, it's the inner child that's waiting for an understanding. It doesn't want restitution. It wants an understanding. And so it's a really powerful meditation. And I really encourage any of you, even if you think your inner child's good, just you're going to know if it how it affects you. You will absolutely feel it. And then see what comes forward when you're doing that, because it's going to give you a sign as to what emotion is really coming forward and ready to heal. And when you and hand this, any situation over that you're not sure, hand it over to uncertainty. You guys all got that template, the love letter to uncertainty, and you got the meditation for uncertainty also. And it's divine uncertainty. And this is where you plug into your power. The human mind does not need to resolve it. It's not its job, and it can only come up with a low level answer. Right. And then it's important to choose a state of being. When you choose inner peace, slow everything down, come into your power, take those 3 breaths and ground into Gaia. I know who I am. My wellness is assured. My abundance is assured. And thank you, Noodle. Thank you, Pain Body, for bringing whatever you brought forward. But I don't need to hear that because I know who I am. And just stand in your power there. Because when you choose that, by choosing that inner peace, even just in that moment, that's your connection to all the particles of creation, to the field of one. That is where you direct it to go to your highest timeline. And the timelines that are available right now are just it's we have energy around us and energy surrounding us to protecting us in the most amazing way. And our focus must be inward right now. There's like time is of the essence because of the distorted energies that are around all of us right now. But you can really feel shifts just by standing in your power, and give it a try. And the reason I say time is of the essence is one of the most densest parts, energetic parts of the year is the fourth quarter. Holidays trigger, there's so many people that partake in holiday activities that their heart is not aligned with, and they do it out of guilt and out of shame. And it's like, so not what I want any of you to do this year. Does this feel good in my heart to do? And if it doesn't, be the true version of you and do what is best for you, what feels good for you. And you may have to endure a couple of uncomfortable minutes, but that's better than hours or days of lowering your vibration and entangling with maybe relatives or loved ones that you don't resonate with right now. And the most loving thing you can do for them is to choose yourself too. And I know the noodle's going to go, wow, no, I have to. Nope. You don't have to do anything. What do you want to do? Have to, low timeline. Want to do, high timeline. That's what I got. All right. Does anybody, I know that was a lot. Anybody in here have any questions or observations, or did this, bring forward anything that's maybe been circling in the mind? I've been looking at the comments recently, and I have to say that so many of you really stand in your power in such a good way and recognizing it, and like don't get frustrated with this process. Like many of you are catching it and making that uncomfortable decision, and you'll find that that feels so good that it makes it very easy moving forward to choose from a place of power and just always say, is this something I want to do? Or is this something I want to hear right now? Or these questions are not serving me. One of the energies that's being cleared is the need to control was literally brought through our DNA through in different incarnations. It's a collective dense energy that's being healed. So please know that we are ascending out of all these dense energies. We really are. And I know it feels like it's been a long, 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 crazy ride, and it has been, but the energy is here now to create, and I am deliberately being guided to shift us forward. Like my guides are like, go forward, stop with the rear view mirrors, stop with the history files, and whatever I got to do to get everybody out of those stinking history files that aren't serving you, and like take the rear view mirror and smash it. It's not serving you. It's not serving you. What am I creating in this now moment is our focus. And so I'm excited to see what comes forward. Thursday's focus group is going to just double down on this but not focusing on what could be wrong, because here's the other thing that can absolutely give you hope in the moment, no matter what your current situation is. We You have the ability to completely create your own new reality right now, regardless of what you're witnessing with the human eyes. The human eyes don't show what you're capable of yet, unless you're already practicing it and you're living it in your reality. I am here creating my reality, and I get reflected back what I create. And so, like, let's get this love train rocking and rolling. And nothing can stop you from creating the reality you want now. And so, Thursday, we're going to really ramp up this creation. We create with love. I'm going to be bringing forward more guided templates, that these templates are pure magic. And they can really help you bypass the noodle and go straight, and really you're communicating with your heart and your soul. And when you're communicating with your heart and your soul, you are only on the higher timeline. It is impossible to be anywhere else. So I'm very excited for Thursday's focus group, and that link will go out today to all of you who are subscribed. And if you're not subscribed, that's okay. Send me a note, ask me how to subscribe. You can also go to my website and go all the way to the bottom. Just scroll to the bottom and you'll see subscribe here. All right. So I see. Oh, I see. Let's see. British Vancouver. Welcome. Someone said, "Yay, I caught the live." Yes, this one was not hard to miss. I think I've been on here for a minute, but I really wanted to share this with you guys. Super important information to help us all moving forward. And I will continue to follow the energy. I follow my own advice, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. I love you all. Thank you for listening, but really practice implementing this stuff. It will really, really help.